Hi, my name is Andreas Christiansen, or Harlequin at the MTGO Discord. I'm gonna be playing Mono Green Control again with the exact same list as the last video. And if you want a detailed deck tech on the deck, I recommend go watch the deck tech in that video. Here, I'm just gonna be playing for a league, see how it goes, to show a bit more of the deck, and hopefully get some other cooler matchups. To say what the deck is about again, it's basically you play out of 1-drop mana dogs, put out something good on turn 3, turn 4, and so on. Stuff like Trinisphere, Karmic Grave Creator, Primal Command, Acid Moss to limit your opponent's mana, keep them in check, and then deploy a threat like Kokla and Hornet Queen or a Khan in the Ensnaring Bridge, and lock them out before they can take over the game. That's basically it. I'm gonna start a Moto League now, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully we can do better than the last video, but who knows? I'm not used to playing on... I haven't played very many modern leagues, so the meta, I'm not sure about how the meta is. First match here. Let's see. Playing against Mono Chow on the draw. This hand is a keep because we got lands, we got a mana dog, we got a 3-drop. So let's see what they play. They're on Tron, we might be in trouble. Oh, if they're passing, that suggests natural Tron, and I'm not sure we can beat that. Or it suggests that they're E-Tron and they don't actually have something else. That's bad. What are they playing here? Playing a Ballista for 1. Oh, an Acid Moss. Though they delayed me, so I'm not going to be able to play that immediately. But they did play the Ballista immediately, which suggests that they don't have natural Tron. Okay, so it is Editron, right? Okay, I was kind of suspecting that. Next turn we'll probably Acid Moss, or we'll Primal Command. Heavily depends on what they're doing, of course. Oh, they have Tron. Yeah, we kind of have to Acid Moss. Hopefully they don't do anything that's too backbreaking. What? That's a Khan into coding. That's a problem. But I don't know if we have I feel like we have to Acid Moss immediately. And just hope for the best. They're probably gonna... I mean, they have 5 mana, so they should probably get something else. Oh, they do still get coding, okay. However, they're not gonna cast coding. Oh, that's annoying. That's actually really, really, really annoying. I don't know if they see it, but they're probably gonna take Acid Moss. Yeah, that's bad. It's not what I want to see. Generally, though, we have a pretty good matchup because Khan fetching Bridge is something E-Tron has kind of trouble dealing with. Question is, what the hell do we do here? I think we might just be casting a Primal Command some shape or form. I think an option, do we play land? I would play land, is to just put tower on top, shuffle, so they're not gonna have Tron and can't like deploy too big a threat, and then we can probably bring it back with another Primal. Because if we leave with them that, they're just gonna fetch a Ballista and win, right? And they have a coding on the way anyway, so... And I don't think I can just shuffle Khan back because they have 3 cards. Okay, one of the cards in hand is a Liquid Metal coding, right? If we shuffle Khan away, that is useless. But then they still have Tron and then have tons of mana, and there's a pretty decent chance they have another Haymaker of some form. So I think I just want to shuffle away the tower, take a beating, come back next turn. Hope for the best. It also means if they did cast the coding, they can't really do anything else. And if they draw a tower map or whatever, well, that sucks to be us then, I guess. But I think this is the line that we come like we need to be on parity. We can't let them have like twice as much mana as us. That's just gonna lose us the game. But Khan is a problem. He is a very real problem. But if we can get our own Khan and then deploy a bridge, maybe they can't activate their Khan stuff. Also, vice versa, of course. If they have another tower, then I don't know what to do. I feel like you can't play around that, right? I feel like I think I might just concede here if we don't draw a land destruction. Yeah, we'll see. If they had a second tower, there's no way we win anyway. Don't know if there's anything we side out. I like the acid moss. I think we're probably going to side out some Trinispheres, right? Because they're pretty high curve. They're pretty they don't have lots of small drops. So one is fine, and then we can still fetch them from the sideboard if we do get the opportunity to lock them out with it. I like the acid moss, but I don't like the Trinisphere as much. Good start, come on. No. That's also a really bad hand. That's the hand we were looking for. Now we just hope we don't draw dead. We want to draw a primal. Oh, they had to dismember. Fuck. Oh, I need to not swear, but god damn, that was really unfortunate. We can still cast this acid moss next turn, so and then we'll hopefully top deck a Khan. The list is decent as well. But yeah, if we gotten to do that on turn 2 and then deploy a ballista for 3 on turn 1, on turn 3, that would be really good. But they're getting some scries of Maze Mine Zone. They have another oh, they have Tron coming this turn. Never mind. I actually don't want to fetch something that I can't play this turn. Wait, okay, wait, next turn, because next turn they can just play a Temple and play a Fortnite Seer. They can't play a Smasher, but they can play a Fortnite Seer. So if I get a bridge and then I get a Fortnite Seer, I mean, that's actually, okay, that actually doesn't matter because I can actually still get it back with Khan. Huh. Yeah, in that case, I could just fetch something, right? Yeah, I think 100% just have to fetch bridge, like. Because the only thing they have that removes it is Fortnite Seer, but if they play a Fortnite Seer, they won't kill Khan, and then I could just fetch it again and play it immediately. I'm too good. play a ballista for 1 here just so I need to get my hand count lower. Oftenly they don't actually have many ways to beat the bridge other than like getting a counter to do something, but the thing is they can't activate their ballista. Now they're stuck, right? So now this is the time that we take the initiative. Now we have an Arbor Elf, that's a lot more mana. Next turn we can just use Khan to fetch something and then play another Khan. We can fetch liquid metal coating with Khan. They have their own Khan, which is kind of annoying. So they didn't target anything. Yeah, this is a problem, right? Like this is a problem. But I think I'll just fetch Pithing Needle, name. Oh wait, I shouldn't do that. That's actually a really bad idea to do that, because if I name Pithing Khan, I can't activate my own Khan, right? Yeah, it's symmetrical. We'll fetch coding. Are they gonna Mace Mine Tome before I get it down? Do I want to get anything else? The thing is, I can find a Hornet Queen, and that can allow me to poke through and kill the Khan, so I'm not actually worried about that. I just want to keep the Khan in check for now. Oh fuck, I can't activate. I'm stupid. I can't activate liquid metal coating anyway, right? That was stupid. That was really stupid. I mean, like, they can't fetch anything useful either, so it's like if... I mean, we can get a Conjurer's Closet, right? That's pretty goddamn good. But the question is, what do I want to do right now? This is like playing Vintage, man. Just no rods everywhere. Not sure if I wanna. If I take it now, yeah, it's the same deal as before. If I take it now and they exile it, I'll just take it again next turn and play it. It's perfectly fine. I should have just not got the coding. That was just stupid. But I mean, there is a reason to fetch Pithing Needle, naming Khan the Great Creator, to ensure that I have the power position to stalemate, because then they can't do anything either, right? but I can kill the Khan eventually, and I'm not actually sure they can fetch anything relevant. I mean, okay. Actually, I think one of their outs, and I don't know if they see it, but is using their Khan to animate my bridge, and then dismembering it. But that's probably the most likely. But they already used how many? Oh, they have a blast zone. That's a good one. Yeah, blast zone isn't out. But I can just fetch Pithing Needle naming blast zone. Do they have the dismember? Oh, they have something else. Spatial contortion. Okay. Oh, they have a reality smasher. That's a problem. Well, Khan's dead. Let's draw something good. That's not good. We just need to draw an Ewid. Right. Draw an Ewid. No, I think we've lost. Yeah, I played that really poorly, so I'm just gonna... This was just okay. I punted this away. I played this so poorly. Wow. And this is also annoys me because I've won like 3 games versus E-Tron in the practice matches. Like I won every single game. I mean, I think Horny Queen is still an out. Never mind, it's not because I will not have any lands to cast it. Yeah, I played that poorly, so that was just my mistakes all around. Let's hope the next ones aren't just as atrocious as that one, because that was a horrible match. On the draw again against Dragonfather. We have a pretty decent hand. We'll see what they play, and then we'll play Mystic or Utopia Sprawl depending on what they do. What the hell is this? Oh, it's a pathway. I don't actually have a 3-drop next turn, so I might just play the Elvish Mystic because I won't be getting this on, like, I don't have a 3-drop for turn 2 anyway. I'm gonna play more mana dogs anyway, so it doesn't actually matter if the dork dies. Spurn? In this case, I'll play the Visionary, and I'll Okay, let me see. If I play Utopia Sprawl, right? Those are 3. I take a bunch of damage, but it might be worth it. Okay, if I play the Visionary, I draw a card. Let's say I play a land next turn, I'm on 5 mana. But if I play Utopia Sprawl, Visionary, then I'm on 6 mana guaranteed, 7 mana, and then I could cast Turn Timber, find something good. So I think it's worth it. Primal Command is pretty good. Can gain some life. Also, the Visionary is a blocker for the Eidolon. But I'm not sure what my opponents are playing. They're not a Lurrus deck. They're a Blood Moon deck? Interesting. Blood Moon doesn't do anything. So that's a 6. What would I find? What would I find with Primal? Oh, I'll just find. Did I just put a land on top? Find Kokla. Do I even need to gain life? Is the question. I don't think I do. Let's put a land on top. Find Kokla. Still have Visionary to block with. I could also just gain 7 life. Find Kokla. I think that's a pretty solid line as well. I could play the Turn Symbiosis as a land, but I don't. I actually want to keep. I kind of want to keep it for casting it. I think that's better. I mean, I could also just, of course, get E with Primal Command, but I'm pretty large likelihood of hitting E with Turn Temper, so I might just gain 7 life to be in the safe side, since they're playing some kind of prison deck. I think I'll just put on top. So I'm gonna find Kokla, and I'll fight the Eidolon. And I don't want to play the Visionary, the Elvish Mystic, because I want to have Elvish Lettermore Visionary as a blocker for the Eidolon, so they won't just get free hits in. By doing this, I make sure that they won't deploy like a Chandra in case they're, because if they are prison, they could play a Chandra, and Chandra would be really bad for us, because then it could minus on the Visionary and then hit in. They have a Thoughtseize. It's pretty good. I guess that's a reason to have black. This is like the deck a deck my mate would play, and one of the people at my LJs would play, because they played Mono Red Prison in Modern Legacy, and they also played like Pox in. I also played Pox in Legacy. That's nice. Might just play Acid Moss here. I could cast Turn Timber, right? I think I'll just cast Turn Timber, right? Because then if I hit a creature, I still have a blocker up. They only have 1 card in hand, so this is exactly what I wanted to hit. I could get, the funny thing here is I could actually get Turn Timber back and spin again, but I think I'd rather just get Kokla back, because I think providing a clock against their deck seems like a real thing. A 5/4 is already really big, because they're not doing anything. Like, the most of the cards that they played are actually like borderline irrelevant. And this is why I was thinking it was okay to take the extra damage from Utopia Sprawl, because that would just put us so far ahead. And now play the Mystic out, because we didn't have 2 mana for bounce Ewid anyway. If we had 2 mana to bounce Ewid, I wouldn't have played the Mystic and just hold up that, but I didn't, so They didn't play a land last turn, they played a land this turn, so they have a 4-drop or something in hand. Another Blood Moon, that's irrelevant. I have like 4 non-basics, and none of them are that essential. They're dead if they don't do anything. Like, they're just dead. I think we might have done this one. Bailiff, Scoos, thinks. I think the Trinisphere, 2 Trinispheres out, because then, like, Bailiff, Scoos. The Veil might be fine, but considering that they probably only have just, like, the initial hand disruption, I didn't seem like they had any other stuff, and they're only black. Like, they didn't seem like they had much removal. I think Trinisphere is like okay. We might bring them back in if we lose the next one and go in the draw. Sorry, go in the play. In the play, they're significantly better. But again, I'm not sure how much how many bolts and pushes they have, or if that's just something in the sideboard or whatever. Scoos might actually not be. Probably take Sphinx or Scoos. I don't really care for the Veils in this situation. I think they're as good as they are when you blanket Thoughtseize, as bad they are when you top deck them, right? Because unlike against a control deck where you're always at least able to cycle it after they cast a blue spell, their prison elements are red, right? So it might be like even 2 or 3 turns where I can't even cycle it. And I think that's way too risky. We'll keep this because we can use Silver Sprawl, the things, and then we have a Khan. Stirring to find the land. We have also an Acid Moss. So we won't die immediately, and we're not soft to Blood Moon. Because, funny story, I've actually lost to Blood Moon with this deck because I was playing against... We'll still play the Sprawl here, I think. I think it's way too risky to go Mystic, especially I want this crit. I lost to a Blood Moon when I was playing against a Blue Moon deck at my LGS, because I had like a Blast Zone on 1 that I was taking up to 2 at end of turn, and they had a Thing in the Eyes flipped, and they played Blood Moon, and then I died to the Thing in the Eyes. So I've actually lost to a Blood Moon with a 16 Forest deck. We'll just play the things here. We'll take damage, but we'll get it back anyway. Hopefully you can play Khan next turn, or Acid Moss. If they miss a land drop, they're so bad. Okay. I think we'll start on Stirrings, and then find a land. I don't want Khan, we want a land. And then from this land, we'll play the Visionary. Oh, okay, another land. That's good. I'll keep the Kitchen Things back because I'd rather block with that than the Visionary, and they might have a removal spell anyway. See, Eidolon is good against this deck, but it's not that good if they don't actually do anything with it. It's like, okay. Like, it's good in burn because I need to cast my stuff to progress my game plan, right? So I take a bunch of incidental damage, but if they don't follow that up with anything, it's like, sure, I can go to 10 because I'll cast a Primal Command. So it doesn't actually matter. And of course we could play Khan, but I'd much rather play Acid Moss and guarantee that they lose a land here. Because that was sitting back so far that when we play Khan, they won't have they can't answer it. Or they will have an answer, but it's way too slow. And like, this is the play that wins us the game instantly. Float the mana, doesn't matter, we'll move to next phase, see if they do anything with it. Might have Bolt, or some kind of removal spell, or Terminate, or whatever it is. That there are 2 black-red ones, right? They do have a Bolt, and they bolt the Visionary. In which case we'll just stay in main phase, right? Just won't attack, but we have I think we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can even play Hornet Queen next turn, right? If we play Hornet Queen, we have a like 2 or 3 turn clock. Anyway, so there's no reason to play Khan, right? I mean, if we can play Khan, but I think it's I don't think they can come back from a Hornet Queen when they're on 1 land. And now we'll swing in with the things. We even have the Crawling Barons to another 2 damage if we need it. I think raising them is a perfectly fine way to do it here. I guess specifically Pyroclasm would punish us. Yeah, Dreadball, that's the one. Dreadball is the one that's not terminate but can destroy Planeswalkers. One, two, three, four. Yes, they block that. They go to 2. They can't cast a spell. Yeah, we'll just do that. No reason to lock them out, I think. We can literally just animate Calling Baron, swing out. Like, we have so much pressure, they need to deal with the pressure, so don't, like... Yeah, because now we just play the Arbor Elf and pass. And if they... Okay, let's say they theoretically deal with this ball, right? We'll play Khan, fetch Ballista, shoot for 1, and win the game anyway. I need to write down the matches. So, what the hell was that hand? Anger. Oh, they had Anger and just never hit the 3rd land. Wow. Anger, Demanding Dragon, Eidolon, Sarkhan, Thunderbreak. So there was some kind of... Yes, and this was 2-0 versus Blackbread Prison Stompy Dragons. Yes. Well, that was a slightly easier one. Well, let's go on to the next one. That was an interesting deck, though. I think I should definitely try to find that list, see if it's actually workable. Actually, I don't know how good Red Prison is. Probably a lot worse now that that Simeon is banned. Which I think then Thoughtseize is a good alternative to Simeon, because instead of going fast, you make your opponent go slow. On the play, that's great. This is a mulligan. This is a keep. We'll probably bottom the Khan here, I think. Could have rather had the Primal. Playing against Master of Artifice. They mulligan to 6 as well. Let's see if they mulligan more. They did not. Play the elf. Hopefully they can't remove it. It's just something that you just pray for that always. Splits. Against splits, Trinisphere is insane. Like, if you get a Trinisphere and down on 2 and 2, you actually just instantly win. That's a nice top deck. I swear this isn't pre-recorded. If this was pre-recorded, I wouldn't have lost that other match. We'll definitely play Khan. Oh, sorry, we'll definitely play Trinisphere over Khan, or even Primal next turn, I think. One lander. Oh, they're so dead. They're so dead. Because if they, yeah, they have lost. Because now we play Trinisphere. They can't cast a spell. Next turn we cast Primal, they've lost. It's GG. Like, I don't want to brag, or like, sorry, brag. I don't want to boast before it's too early, but they cannot come back from this. This is what the thing does effectively, right? Against the deck like this, you get a Trinity down, they're like, they stumble for a bit, and then you just hit him with the Primal command. And you, okay, a thing you could do here that would be pretty bad for you is target the Fire Islet. Do not target the Fire Islet, because they can sacrifice it, and then because your Primal command only had one target, it will fizzle. Because it doesn't say target player search your library. If they said target, yeah, they can see. If they said target player shuffles or whatever gain 7 life we used, then it wouldn't fizzle. But because we only have one target, so if they blank that target, we lose. Or we lose the thingy. We'll take Asimos down, but we'll definitely keep the... probably take a Scoos as well. Especially, okay, on the draw, I think we want as much life gain as we can have. And Scoos can eat the lava dots. So that they either have to let them go or cast them off sequence from the graveyard, which is fine. You can't cast them like off sequence or like before they get the lethal attack, because sacrificing lands against this deck is pretty punishing. It can be pretty punishing. Okay, we're currently playing versus blue-red Blitz. We can't lose the deck. It's not like an auto win, but winning the first game is really big, because that means even if we lose this game, we'll have a game 3 on this play. If we get a Trinity on turn 2, they will lose, like almost guaranteed. And I can say this because I played against my mate at my LGS a lot. We'll keep this for sure. I don't think you can't hold against this, at least. Like, sure, they'll have a removal spell for the Mystic, but if we get the Trinity down, it's still just so good. We have a Scoos follow-up if they do kill the Elvish Mystic. If they don't, and we deploy Trinity, then we're in good shape. They might choose to do like Manamorphose into the Birdie. Oh, they have the Labrador. I was kind of expecting that. But if they don't do anything else, then it's still fine. What are they trying to do? Oh, another Soul Scout. We'll play Scoos here. We'll even have a Kitching things up that will buy us some time. So the question is, you have a couple of options. So probably, if they have a Bolt, they'll Bolt the Scoos. If they have a Lavadot, they might Lavadot. Because next turn, it depends on how much damage they do, I think. But playing a Trinisphere means they cannot hit for more than 4, because they'll cast one spell with 2 prowess creatures. That's 4 damage, right? If we can take, within next turn, can take another 4 damage, then we can play Trinisphere, and then after that, play the things. This is a very bad scenario. But they might not have any more lands, though. In which case, we might be able to take more damage from this, but I'm not sure, because we'll take 9. If you play Trinisphere, they can cast up to 1 spell. If they cast 1 spell, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. That's still not dead. So we'll cast Trinisphere, because we'll have the things afterwards. If they have a Smash to Smithereens and a land, I guess, then we'll lose, but whatever. Even if they cast the Lavadot, it's still... Did they miss lethal? They missed lethal. They actually missed lethal. But I think we're dead, because we didn't draw land. Ugh, that's a problem. If we draw on a land, we could have gained life, put a land back on top. Yeah, the Sprite Dragon is problematic. Draw, I want to take this goose out for the asset moss, I think. Hopefully we'll do a turn through Tennis. So we have a surprisingly good matchup against this Lava Dart deck, because despite having Lava Darts, Trinity is just that good, and you can usually win the matchup. But we do also really need it. But again, if you say you start with a hand, if you start with a hand that's like, you know, 3 lands, a dork, a 3-drop, a 4-drop, and a 5-drop, right? Can you mulligan that? I think on this one, what do we have here? We have Stirrings to both find land and Trinisphere, so I'll actually think I'll keep it. Forest, Sprawl, next turn, Stirrings twice. And if we draw land, we can Visionary. I think I'll keep. Plus, they also another reason is they cannot kill the Sprawl. So we that's like guaranteed ramp. And double Stirrings mean we will find a land, and we might even find a Trinisphere. Then there's the question of, if we find a Trinisphere and the land on the first Stirrings, do we take the Trinisphere or the land? Usually you'd say it's okay to take the Trinisphere, because we have another Stirrings to find the land, but if we miss a land on that one, then we're in a really bad position. Also depends on what we draw, of course. Also depends on if they have like an insane start or whatever. Definitely take the Trinisphere here, because we can play it next turn, and that should still be good enough to slow them. That should slow them down enough. If it depends if they have another 1-drop creature here. If they don't. If they don't, then we're in a really good position. If they don't do anything, they might have some kind of counter, but that would be weird as well. Just gonna try to cast it. I mean, I don't know what they would have, so. Manamorphose, okay. That's a prowess trigger they're not getting on their turn at least. They might just be playing as many spells as they can. Yeah, they're just playing as many spells as they can before it comes down, trying to ensure another land. But this is still like 3 prowess triggers they're not getting on their turn. And we do have a primal. If they don't have a land, then we're also pretty happy. Okay, so now we can Asimos a land. They cannot cast a spell, so they won't be hitting. And if we Asimos a land, they're down. They can have a maximum of 2 lands on the next turn. They cannot cast a spell no matter what. We'll get onto 5 mana, guaranteed. They'll hit us for 1, and then we'll guarantee be able to cast Primal Command. Whereas if we play Visionary and they draw a land, bolt the Visionary hit in, we're in a lot of trouble. And if we play the Khan, we can actually use the Khan for anything yet. We can't Liquor Metal Coating. That's what we would want to do. But this way, we're guaranteed to at least play the Primal, put land on top. See, okay, and because we have the Ewit, I think there's a good argument for just put land on top, gain 7 life, we buy so much time, they won't be able to come back from it. I think this is the kind of thing that prompts a concede, because they're going to be 3 turns away from just casting a spell, right? And that's if they draw run a land, because they've had no land so far. That's the land on top. They'll have to have 2 land drops in a row. They can't dig for it, right? And here we can cast Sprawl on this, and then we can cast I think I'll just cast Visionary. Let's try and find. Okay, we can cast Eternal Witness, get back Primal, right? That's pretty goddamn solid. Or we could cast Visionary, try and find more lands, so we can set up a can't look metal coating next turn. But the thing is, we really want to keep them off 3 lands because they have instant speed stuff. Okay, so let's say if we play Visionary, they play a land, they pass, then we can still can't liquid metal coating and use it on a land before they can play their 3rd land. So that should still work out, right? We could also just play the Arbol because the Arbol won't die either, and then we'll just. This is a 3 mana dog, so we'll have, if we play this, we'll have 7 mana guarantee next time if we play Visionary. If we play this, we'll have 9 mana, and that's enough to E-Wit loop. So I actually think I might play the Arbol here, because they can't kill it. Even if they draw land, we start looping them, and they should not be able to come back from loop. If they don't draw lands, then they've just lost. When we win is a good question. I'm not sure. I think I'll get down an Ewed into a Primal before I go Khan, because I want to have a blocker against the Monastery Swiftspear. But they should be conceding it if they value their time. Because now we also have a blocker for the Swiftspear, so they cannot actually do anything. And we have essentially time walked them while having mana up, right? So oh, and we drew another one off the top. We'll play the card now. Get the coding, that's a guaranteed. Because that guarantees that they cannot come back, because we'll strip mine every turn. Okay, nice. 2-1 versus Blue-Red Blitz. Cool. Well, bit of a comeback after the horrible start to this one. Guaranteed 50 play points. So that means I'll have enough play points for another league. So we'll guaranteed be another league. Let's see if we can pull the 3-2. That at least 3-2 would be really nice. If we can find an opponent, of course. This is the Modern League. Aren't you supposed to be getting opponents like immediately? I just had this song in my stuck in my head. Just keep hearing it. Oh, there we go. New one. On the play versus this something. I am not gonna pronounce that. They have a companion. They're probably a Yorion deck. So Yorion can mean is it Yorion or Loris, of course. You two. Usually they don't type, but if they type, sure. Loris, that's either Burn, Mill, or Jund Shadow. This set is a keep. So we have a 3-drop, we have some 1-drops. Question is, do we lead on Mystic or Sprawl? I mean, we'll keep it, but I actually think, considering that they have Lurrus as a companion, I think no matter what, they're gonna have either Bolt or Push. And I don't want to lose that much tempo against them. If we play the Mystic, the next turn we'll play the Sprawl. But next, if we play the Utopia Sprawl, we'll guarantee another land drop too because of Nissa, so I'll actually think I'd do that. Because I don't want to risk it. Because, like, is there a Lurrus deck that doesn't play either Push or Bolt? I don't think there is. Or we'll, I mean, this is the thing that this is one of the things about having a companion. Because otherwise I'd just be playing blind, and if I was playing 100% blind, then I'd play the Mystic. Right? Because it's better to play Mystic first and then into Sprawl. Okay, they have Inquisition. I can say it probably takes the Nissa, right? Should take the Nissa. We're generally a pretty Inquisition-proof deck because most of the things that actually matter are 4+. So they can't take Kogla or Acid Moss, and those are the things that we really want to cast. They should take this. If the because I mean I'll have something to play next anyway. I'll have the Mystic to play in this case. I will play the Blast Zone because I don't want them to know that I drew a land immediately, even though it's no reason. Like I don't want to give them unnecessary information when the sequencing of these lands is not going to have any impact on the game anyway. I want to have as many because I have 2 green pips on the board already anyway. It might actually just be regular Jund, but I dearly God don't hope so. They have a Thoughtseize. Do they take Kogler or Asimos? That's actually an interesting question. I have 5 mana next turn. I take the card I can cast. I think that's a reasonable option. Stomping Ground. They could still just be. I mean, I'm gonna put counters on this, right? It actually heavily depends. Whether I put counters on Blast Zone depends on whether they're Shadow or regular Jund. If they're regular Jund, I want to put a counter on so I can hit a Ren and 6. But if they're Shadow, I want to be able to kill the Shadows. They have a Goyf. Okay, we'll play. In that case, we'll probably we're playing it, putting on 2 anyway. Because killing a Goyf is pretty goddamn good. But we don't want to do it until, while it's unnecessary. Please not a land. It's not a land. This way we can still crack the Blast Zone, but I don't want to crack the Blast Zone. Because I want to play this Kogla down. I really want to. So we'll see if they have another Thoughtseize. Inquisition can't take it, and they already spent 1 Thoughtseize. They usually only have either. They're usually between a 4/2 Inquisition Thoughtseize or a 3/3 Inquisition Thoughtseize if they're regular Jund. And both of those things mean there's a pretty low likelihood of them having another Thoughtseize. And I mean, they're also taking a lot of damage from their Thoughtseizes and shocks and stuff. If they have no land, oh, they have land, but what did they play here? Lily? Lily sack? Lily discard? Lily would be pretty bad. They put Lurrus in hand? Wow, that was bad. That's really bad. That's like really, really bad. I mean, I guess they can get that back, but that's still not good. Because they're on 11. We'll just swing with the Kokla. If we find an Ewid, they're done for, right? Because then we can use the indestructible thingy. Yeah, it's because the returning the human isn't the reward. It's actually you. the return the human to your hand is supposed to be the cost. I mean, it's not technically the cost of the thing, but it's supposed to be a downside to the thing, and the indestructible is the upside. But in this deck, returning the human is the upside. Funnily enough, I did try making a Kokla commander deck where you use this with some different stuff, but it wasn't great. It was like okay. Shire was much more fun. What did they bolt? They bolt Kokla. They had double bolt for Kokla. I mean, that's double bolt, and if they don't have a land, they do have a shadow. They are shadow. Okay, well, you see, I actually did. I didn't reveal that shadow until pretty late. I'll take the Stormburn Grounds to take them off green. So now they don't even have the mana to actually play Lurrus yet if they don't have a land. And they haven't have 3 cards in hand. Okay, hoping if they don't have land, that means their hand's all gas. Trinisphere would probably be really good here because that means I get a bunch of time because then they killing me pretty slowly. If they don't have a land, they also cannot. If they had a land, they would have played it, right? Because then they could have shocked Fetch or something. You have a Scourge. But we do still have Blast Zone up, so we can kill the Scourge. And we have a bunch of mana, so it doesn't matter too much if we kill it. But we're still gonna wait a bit. Hopefully still no lands. To get a fetch would be pretty bad. Bauble. We get a redraw next turn, but not this turn. Yeah, bowling himself to grow the shadow. Yeah. I have 7 mana even if I block with the elves, so I'll block with the elves. Probably if not, hopefully not a forest. That'd be pretty bad. Stirrings, that can find a Khan. Or I can find a forest. This is where having a companion would be really nice. Hopefully they don't have TBR, but I don't think they play it in the shadow lists. I actually don't know if they play it, but they do play it. Who knew? I didn't. I didn't know they played TBR. We'll definitely want. I think we might want all of this. I still think Trinisphere is good. I think I want Finks because that can chump for a while. And I actually think I want Scoos. And I'll probably drop like also one Mystic. I don't know if I want Veil. I actually don't know if I want Veil. They won't have Lily, so Bailoff won't get hit by that. I'll take in a Veil, but I don't think it's that good. If we can do turn 2 Trinisphere, we're in a good position. Because they're low on lands as well, so limiting their mana is pretty good. They want to cast multiple spells. Oh, we're keeping this. I think we're playing Arbol first because we don't have a 3-drop. Again, we don't have a 3-drop, and we really want to try to spike the mana because if they're not pushing it or bolding it, then they're fort seizing us or something, and you can't fort seize both sprawls, and they'll probably take the command anyway. Getting Khan and Bridge is also really good. I played against this deck a time or two before, and Khan felt really good. Bridge felt really good against them. Okay, so they shuffled the top thing away. They did bolt it, okay. We can still deploy both sprawls on this turn. Oh, we'll find a Khan anyway. That's pretty good. Then we can Stirrings for a land. Or a Trinisphere. Or a Ballista, but I'm pretty sure I want a land rather than a Ballista, because Ballista doesn't actually kill very much in that deck. So we all have like high toughness. And I'd much rather have a land so I can at least cast my things next turn. If the Inquisition would be like funny to watch. Swiftspear, okay. Might still have a Thoughtseize Inquisition. They Thoughtseize. Okay, so we can take either Khan or Primal. Both are pretty good here. And even if they take Khan, then we can just Primal for Ewit. If they don't take Khan, we'll play Khan. So I think taking Primal is usually better. Khan is still Khan can be bolded, worst case. Okay, considering we drew Acid Moss, I might actually play Acid Moss first. This does two things. It makes us weaker to Thoughtseize on Khan, but also makes it so we can deploy something with Khan immediately, right? Because we're in 5. If we play Thoughtseize and draw land, we can play Khan Bridge in one turn. And they already used the Thoughtseize, and none of this is weak to Inquisition anyway. And Khan will die if I just play him, so I'll take them off the red. I think red is way more used than green. I think green is literally just to play Tarmogoyf. And maybe Veil, I don't know. While red is used for bold and Swiftspear and stuff. Might not have a land, that's really good for us too. That means we might even be able to go liquid metal coating, right? If we had 7 mana here, we'd go E with Acid Moss. But we'll play Khan. Since we're not under pressure, I think I want to get Liquimel Coating over Bridge, because if I get Bridge, I can't play, they can force it. If they kill Khan, then I can E with it. If they don't kill Khan and force seizes, then I have Khan Liquimel Coating in play anyway. And I'm gonna Coating on their turn, so they need a land to be able to do anything anyway, because they don't have red for both in instant speed. Also, this is why I just have a stop my upkeep, opponent's upkeep, just to be sure I never. If I remove that stop, I'm gonna lock. If I remove that stop, I will forget to use it, and then I will lose the game because I forgot to upkeep Liquimel Coating. Not sure what they could have an instant speed here in black. They don't have anything. Don't draw land. We're in a really good position. Because then we'll... Okay, they did draw land. They might have a bolt. That would be bad. But then we'll play Ewid next turn. Then we'll just play Khan and then strip mine them again, I think. That requires us to draw land, of course. But if we're not drawing land, then we might draw gas. I would say that's pretty gas. Because that means if they needed to draw another land, that means they have to draw another land, right? In order to even be able to cast spells. This shadow isn't that big yet. And they had to have top deck that land because they missed a land drop, right? So they need to top deck another land drop, which is like, I think the odds are in our favor. But they might top deck a land and then Fort Seizes again. But that will also require them to have another Fort Seize. And even so, it might still just be enough to slow them down. If they can't lose life here, they can't swing with the shadow either because my Ewid can trade with it. I don't know if they realize what Trinisphere does, because I can see this has to pay costs. But they don't realize what Trinisphere does. They're trying to cast Dismember, it seems like. I might actually give them life just to kill the shadow here. But I think, okay, we play Khan, we strip mine them, they won't be able to cast anything next turn either. We still have the blocker. And then we'll next turn have Primal ready. I think it's better because I don't want to give them the ability to shock themselves with a I think that would be pretty bad. And they can't really kill the shadow even if they do draw a shock. If they don't draw land, then they won't be able to cast a spell ever again. Question is here, do I trade? I don't think I do, honestly. Like, it's just 1 damage. I'd rather be able to block the shadow. In this case, I'll definitely kill the last land. And I'll think I'll actually give them life to kill this shadow, so they won't have anything on board. And then a tutor up something. Tutor up a Kogla, cast a Kogla, they're dead. Because that, yeah. On the draw, I might put in the Bailoff. Or another Veil, I guess. See, that's the thing about Scoos. It might actually not be that good, because sure, it's good against Lars and stuff, but I don't want to let them be able to get to that point. The question is, would I rather have an Acid Moss? Would I rather have a Veil or a Bailoff? I think I'd least rather have a Bailoff. Don't think I need the extra Grave Hate. Because this can buy us some time. This, I mean, you can't keep this, so. Keep 7, we have to mulligan. This is a really good hand though, we'll drop the queen. This is a pretty good hand. Of course, I'm always weak to Inquisition and Thoughtseize, but I can't do anything about that, so. If he plays Swift Spear, I'll probably play the Sprawl. Because I want to guarantee I can play something. And because if I get pushed, then I'm way too far behind. Oh, sorry, if I get bolted, I should say, because I think they have bolts but not pushes. That's how I've seen. I haven't seen a push yet, but I've seen bolts. So hopefully they don't Thoughtseize or Inquisition me. They do Inquisition me, but if they don't have another land though, that's really good for me. Because not having another land is like equivalent, I guess. They have to take the turn this way. They can't take the Arbor Elf anyway. But they might be like scared of the. If they don't have a bolt, they might be scared of the Chopper's Arbor Elf, but I don't think they are. Should just take the turn this way. Did they really keep a one lander? No, they didn't. Okay, they're not that stupid. Now they're Thoughtseizing us. Okay, that's bad. I mean, we couldn't keep the first hand, and this hand was as good as it gets. We could just draw a Trinisphere? No, we didn't. Okay, we'll play the Arbor Elf. They might not Thoughtseize us again, because they know that we have a land in hand. We can start playing shadows here. Molten Rain. That's bad. I did not expect Molten Rain, to be fair, honestly. So that I want to draw something I can cast. I think that was the luckiest draw I could have had. because they don't have much gas right now. They spend a turn taking lures into hand. There's a lot of tempo loss, but no damage coming. And we can top deck a lot of things. We can top deck a bunch of stuff here. Depends on how good their hand is. If they're stuck with Inquisitions and Fort Seizures, that might also be really good for us. The thing I'd at least want to see is a bolt. But if they don't bolt us and we could draw something like Kogla, then we're set to win. Okay, they did have a bolt. They do have a bolt, but they don't have a land, it seems. So we could still draw something like Trinisphere, another Acid Moss. And land is not good. But they don't seem to have another threat, because they would have played a Shadow. Yeah, they seem to be stuck as well. We're not taking too much damage from this thing. Because they can't spend this. If they spend their mana, they won't crack the peatland to draw anyway. Okay, they do have a Tarmogoyf. That's a clock and a half. Well, I'll fetch. I think there's a big likelihood that they're sitting with Inquisitions and Fort Seizures in hand. But I can't fetch anything that does anything now, so I think I have to fetch the bridge. And then pray. But what else am I going to fetch? There's nothing else that does anything. If I get the Wormcoil, they can Inquisition it, but I'm not even guaranteed to be able to cast it next turn. So I'll take the bridge, because then they'll still have to hit Khan, and they'll buy us another turn. But hopefully they have the Inquisition. But it might still soak up some damage, this one. They drew a land this time. Molten Raisin is an interesting sideboard card, because it's not that good against Tron, because it's pretty slow and it has double red. Am I dead? Oh, I'm just dead. Oh well. Couldn't gain any life anyway, so. I think there was I think we had a good chance to win that. If they had a little bit less removal, or if we'd have like one more or two more cards in hand, so we didn't miss that one turn where we didn't deploy something. Like if we'd had an Acid Moss in that turn where we top deck a land and had no play, I think we might have a chance. Because then we might have been able to do something with the Khan, or because then we could fetch the Ballista to chomp, at least. I'll see how the last match goes. Hopefully we can take a win out and go 3-2. Besides the first match, these other matches have been pretty fun. They've been pretty interesting back and forth. The first match, I don't know, my brain wasn't working. So, yeah. Just gotta stay off tilt, stay calm. First match was bad, but the rest of the matches have been pretty good, I think. Last one here, an arrow trying to pair with another player. That was weird. I guess they left. We'll try again. Or I might have declined, I guess. Because you can decline. Playing against Belana. On the draw, pretty decent hand. deploy a Trinisphere, hopefully. Oh, we're guaranteed to deploy a Trinisphere. The question is what they're playing. Lotus Bloom. Okay, so either they're playing Red-White Prison. Excuse me. Or they're playing... Sorry, either they're playing Enduring Ideal or they're playing... what's it called? Oh, what's that deck called? Ad nauseam. But considering they don't seem to be ad nauseam, so Trinisphere is probably going to be really bad against this deck. However, that means they're gonna have to pay 3 mana for the Lotus Bloom at least, so it won't be able to Black Lotus the turn they come in. Yeah, I was about to say, don't take Trinisphere, do they? No. Okay, that was pretty bad, but we can cast a Stirrings for another land at least. So we can they have to pay 3 mana for the Lotus Bloom, so it won't accelerate them this turn. And we can play an Asimos. What does this do again? From your graveyard on the bottom of your library. Actually, we might play Khan, because that means they can't use Lotus. Yeah, that actually seems pretty good, right? Oh, undo. If we cast an Asimos, we take them off 1 mana, they'll have 6 mana guaranteed. If we play Khan, they'll have 4 mana, and Lotus Bloom will have done nothing. Actually, I'm just gonna kill it. I'm just gonna kill it right now, before they can kill Khan. Even though they can't activate it, I want to be sure that Khan moves. Okay, put in Lena Sanctity. I'm like 99% sure this is Enduring Deal. This is where it would have been nice to have a Darksteel Citadel in the sideboard, but I'm just gonna Asimos here, I think. Take them off the red they have. They conceded, okay. Yeah, because we're gonna be able to straight mine the next turn. Against Enduring Ideal, or I think it's Enduring Ideal. That's usually why they play Lotus Bloom, so they can hit the 7 mana casting Enduring Ideal. I don't want Trinisphere, so I'll take some out, but I don't actually know what I actually want in return of that. Is there anything here I want to take in the main? I don't think there is. So I'm probably just gonna take a Baloth and a Things to put them under pressure. Yeah, I might just take Baloth and Things, just because I'm on the draw, so I won't be able to like turn 2 Trinisphere, turn 3 Asimos and lock him out. Have it anyway, whatever. We'll keep this. It's fine hand. I don't know if they run bolts. They might run Unthin Ices. But I think we will play the Mystic, because if they kill the Mystic, we'll just still have Sprawl, Ancient Stirrings, so we kind of want to play them before we play Trinisphere. And we'll do this. They might have Unthin Ice, Path. They drew Lotus Bloom because they exiled it this turn. They did have the Mistveil Plains, right? And they play a Wall at Moments. There is some kind of really weird Sun Titan Blink deck, I know. But as I just said, it's really weird. So but I'll play the Trinisphere here, because if we can lock them out, it's going to be really good. And not very offensive or aggressive. 9 lives. Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, there are prison deck, that's for sure. What does this say? When 9 lives leaves the battlefield, you lose the game. So we can destroy it, but it has hexproof. I don't have Ratchet Bomb. Sadly. If I had Ratchet Bomb, it'd be pretty damn good. but I still cast Khan. I might actually think about putting Darksteel Citadel in my sideboard. And then, I don't know, take out what? Take out Damping Sphere, because I've actually not used that yet. That's the only thing I haven't fetched at all, is the Damping Sphere. So I might play Darksteel Citadel over the Damping Sphere. Okay, I'll just write the matchup down. This is 9 lives. Sorry, red, white, 9 lives, prison, parenthesis, enduring ideal. It might be an enduring ideal, but again, I haven't seen the cast them. I just think it is. I'll just fetch something here. Don't actually know if they run bolts. I'll just take the coding. Try to limit their mana. Even if they can't remove Khan, they might have bolt, I think. But it's only boltable this turn. It takes all the mana. And if he can't bolt it, oh, that's another Lotus Bloom. Then Lotus Bloom is useless. Anyway, so. They conceded. Okay, cool. So they cannot beat a Khan. We know that now. So we went 3-0. We get 100 play points. We got a treasure chest. Oh yeah, the qualifier point. Cool. Thanks for watching. I will be ending this here. And inside a treasure chest, you find a fantastic reward from play points and standard legal comments all the way to Power 9 themselves. You can win these by playing at specific events such as Constructed Leagues. I might just play. I think I'm gonna open the chest now because this is kind of a reward for. I think I'll do at least. Yeah. You got a water grave and 10 play points. Cool. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more gameplay of this deck. I will be uploading more leagues. Check out the previous video for an advanced deck tech. And I hope you enjoyed the content. Oh, and I will be linked in the description for the deck list, the Discord, and my Twitch in case I sometimes stream it, but that's not as relevant. Thanks for watching.